Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome to part two, day two of the beginner guide for Summoner's War. So, pretty stoked for today. I won't lie to you, today is a pretty labor-intensive day, but we're gonna create some really good progress in this game and pick up some pretty important monsters, get some stuff laid out for success. Just to kind of walk you through what we're going to be doing today. Right now, I'm just doing my daily stuff, checking the shop for scrolls, unlocking some shop slots. I do recommend that you unlock the shop slots as you go because you want to be able to get stuff from the shop. So just making my wishes, but basically today we're going to do some of the challenges that are laid out. So we're going to farm some essence dungeons. We're going to farm some magic dungeons. We're going to farm some dragons dungeons. I'm going to walk you through what all that means. But basically, we're going to unlock the daily dungeon tips challenge, and we're going to unlock the Giant Keep master tips. So in Monster Training 101, the next challenge that we have in this progress is to awaken a monster. And we're going to get an Awaken Bella, who is like a staple healer in this game. So in order to open up those challenges, we first have to take any Essence Dungeon. And just so you know, normally the way an Essence Dungeon works is they are available one day of the week. So you've got your Light Dungeon on Sunday, you've got your Dark Dungeon on Monday, and then the Water, Wind, Fire Dungeons open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, one day at a time. So normally what we're going to do today would take about 4 days to complete, but I'm currently doing there's currently an event going on, which Come2Us usually does about once or twice a month, where every Essence Dungeon is open. So I am actually going to hit up some of the daily dungeon tips challenges for all of the Essence Dungeons, because I figured, you know what, I know that you wouldn't be able to necessarily do this if you were just getting started, but basically what you would do if you're watching this video and you're following along and you're trying to duplicate is you would basically do what I'm going to spend about 2 hours doing, about 20 minutes a day over an entire week. So just kind of keep that in mind, that you would normally do what I'm about to do over the course of 4 days, just one thing at a time. So, or maybe even over the course of 2 weeks, because of the way that it will progress in the challenges. But this is going to lead to some really, really powerful stuff for us unlocked early on in the game. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We're going to start heading into the Essence Dungeon. We unlock the challenge by going into the Hall of Light. And now I'm just going to blast through every single hall. We're going to start with the Keeper of Fire, so I'm going to speed things up here. I'm not going to make you wait. The team that I've built so far with the Magic Water Knight, the Light Elven Ranger, the Fire Hellhound, the Water Fairy, and the Water Garuda is basically going to be enough to auto the first 3 floors of every single dungeon. So why are Essence Dungeons so important? Well, basically every monster in this game can be what's called awakened. And awakened basically just makes a stronger version of the monster. And you absolutely need to awaken every single monster that you want to use on a regular basis. For some of them, it adds another skill. For some of them, it powers up another skill. But basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm just setting myself up for success. I'm rooting up my Water Garuda because he wasn't really strong enough there. And I'm just going for it in these dungeons. I know this isn't exactly the most thrilling part to watch, but my goal with this training or with these video series is so that you can actually see what goes into creating a really successful beginner's account. So we're just clearing the Hall of Water now. And basically, when you clear these, you're going to pick up essence, and essence is the material that you use to awaken monsters. So a little bit later today, we're going to talk about one of the absolute must-have essential monsters that you need, which is Bella. And Bella is the light Igunami, which I always say wrong, so don't judge me for that. But basically, it's a monster that is a universal healer. And he also removes he also removes beneficial effects from an enemy and lowers the defense. So he heals you, he strips the enemy of positive effects, and he lowers the defense. So as I'm talking about him, I'm really going to recommend that you spend if your first Sunday in the game, regardless of where you're at in terms of your monster strength, I'm going to recommend that you try to find the light dungeon. Now, the way that you get the light dungeon is essentially two ways at this point in the game. You can either farm the light dungeon, the Hall of Light, until you discover a secret dungeon and kind of cross your fingers that it's Bella. What I personally like to do is just drop in the chat. You can see I just copy paste and say, looking for light Ingunami dungeon, please add me as a friend. And I do that through a bunch of channels. I do it through channel 100 through 150. And basically what I'm hoping is that somebody who found that dungeon will add me as a friend. So if someone else has found that dungeon and they add you as a friend, you can then go into it and farm what are called pieces. So basically you'll go into a dungeon, you'll fight Bella or whatever monster you're farming for, and you'll collect summoning pieces. And you need 40 pieces in most cases to summon a monster. So what I'm doing at this point is I'm just going from every channel 1 to 50 and basically trying to find someone to add me as a friend for Bella. And while I'm doing that, I'm just finishing the essence dungeons. And you can see right here, we cleared the first 3 floors for each one. We got some monsters, and now we just need to use those monsters that we just obtained. We're going to obtain a bunch of monsters. And you basically need to, in the fire dungeon, remove a bomb. In the water dungeon, apply continuous damage. And in the Hall of Wind, you need to remove a positive effect. So we can do that with the monsters that we got for completing the first challenges, the first 3 halls. And what I'm going to do at this point is just go into the essence dungeons and try and get those second achievements unlocked by, removing the beneficial effects, applying the continuous damage, and removing the bomb. So I start in the fire dungeon. My goal is to remove the bomb. Your water Garuda can remove the bomb. So I'm going to slow down a little bit in this part because it is a little bit confusing, but super powerful. So what I'm doing at this point is I'm facing the fire guy, and I don't want to kill him too fast because I want him to apply a bomb to us. So let's see if we can get him to apply a bomb. And unfortunately, he killed our water Garuda, so we are going to go back in, and we're going to get to that last level again. And this time, let's try a slightly different approach and see if we can't get him taken care of. So what I think I'm going to do here is get to that boss. And I'm going to try to get rid of those towers because those are what was really getting me earlier. Or at least that tower on the right. Come on, we just need a bomb. Put a bomb on us, put a bomb on us. And he put a bomb on us. And are we going to get a turn with? Yes. So even though we're not going to kill him this time, we were on the boss stage. We removed a bomb with the water Garuda, and that is the challenge. So on a technicality, we have done it. Next is going to be continuous damage to the water guy. And I'm just collecting everything from my inventory or from my chest. And I am summoning monsters as I get them from events and from things like that. So let's jump into the Hall of Water here. And I need to do continuous damage, and that dark monster that I just obtained from the first challenge is going to apply continuous damage to the boss. So I am bringing in the Water Fairy as a healer because I don't want to lose any monsters. Let's see if we can do continuous damage this first run in. Okay. We didn't. It's because we went to the B4 hall, which we clearly are not strong enough to clear yet. So let's go back to the Hall of Water B3 and let's see what goes down. Again, we're trying to get continuous damage on that. And I know you might be like, this is so arbitrary. Why are we doing this? But doing the challenges for the built-in challenge system is really going to help you progress a lot faster in this game. So even if you're not like digging the challenges, do them. They're going to be really helpful. And we just summoned another Megan. We don't need her. We got her in the first video. So, and one thing that I forgot to mention is, on the first day we got our water Garuda, but on the second day we are going to obtain from the dungeons a water Garuda that is already awakened, and we're going to switch to using that water Garuda. I know you may be like, well, then why did we get one on day one? Because I think he's really great for the beginning of the game, and well worth using instead of the fairy early on, like first couple days. But the minute you get that awakened one, you want to use him instead. And while we're talking, we landed that continuous damage on the boss. Didn't kill him. Doesn't really matter. We still unlocked that challenge. And last, we're going to go into the Hall of Wind. Now, I'm really hoping that this one goes a little smoother. And I kept saying remove beneficial, but we need to do a heal block on the Hall of Wind. I had that one mixed up. So we need to do a heal block on the Hall of Wind, and now we're going to use Colleen. Now, Colleen is the Fire Harpoo, and she is a really strong unit that you're going to be using to mid to late game. We're talking like a really advanced unit. There are some really high-level players that are still using Colleen for PvE content, which is basically like anything that's not PvP, player versus player. So like not the arena, not the real-time arena and things like that. And we landed that heal block, so we are going to move on now to the Giants Challenge. And so the Giant Challenge, I'm just going to try and clear up to Giants B5. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that with our current monster setup. We'll probably get to Giants B3 or 4. And Giants is really useful because you get powerful runes from the Giants dungeon. So what you kind of probably noticed, and I talked about this in the first video, is that you can get runes level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 star. But in the scenario, you're really only going to get low quality runes. And you're really only going to get them at this point in the game, 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 star if you're doing well. And even when you get the 5 and 6 stars from the scenarios, which happens when you get into the scenarios in hell mode, they're not going to be as powerful as the runes that you get from the Giants B10, which is, again, our goal to farm that in the next few days. Really, my goal is 30 days, but I want to get there even faster than that. So the other thing I'm doing is I got some Angel Mons from farming the Essence dungeons, and Angel Mons are basically like super leveler upper monsters. So if you have a fire monster, you want to use a fire Angel Mon on them, and rather than giving him like, 100 XP, it'll give him like 15,000 if you got him, or if you got the Angel Mon at level 15 and Awakened. Now, we already talked about Awakened. Awakening Angel Mons doesn't make them stronger. It just makes them give you more experience to your monsters, okay? So we are fighting the Giants. We just got past B3, which is pretty good. So we just unlocked Bernard. And Bernard's going to be a stable unit for crushing it as we continue the Giants. So I'm going to reassemble my team here. And I'm going to get Bernard. And I also got Shannon, who's a really powerful unit for Giants. And we're going to level up Bernard and Shannon a little bit. And of course, because it's the holidays, I've got a couple events that I'm going to collect from. And let's reassemble our team. Let's do Shannon, Bernard, the Hellhound that I also evolved to 4 star. And because I just leveled everybody up, we're going to be defeated. because when you level up your monster from 3-star to 4-star, which I talked a little bit in the first video about how we leveled up the Magic Knight from 3-star to 4-star, same principle applies to every monster. But basically, when you level up from 3 to 4-star, you go from level 25 to level 1, and your stats, your attack, your defense, all that goes back down, but it comes back up once you get back to like level 20, 25, 30. So when you're a 3-star monster, you can get to level 25. When you're 4-star, you can get to 30. When you're 5-star, you can get to 35. And when you're 6-star, you can get to level 40, and that's when you're going to be the strongest iteration of your monster. So we're just completing some stats. Because we're using Bella and Shannon, we're going to unlock a couple of the other challenges. And I'm going to try to add in the Light Elven Ranger and see if that lets me clear this one a little better. So I leveled up Bernard and Shannon a little bit just with monsters that I had in my inventory. I don't know if we're going to clear this right now. I don't think we are. And I apologize. I've got a little bit of a cold, but I'm committed to getting 30 videos up in 30 days. So nothing's going to stop me. All right. So we're going to level up Shannon a little bit with some of those 1-star monsters that we have. I also picked up some skill up monsters that I'm going to feed. And let's try this one more time. And this one already looks a little more promising. So let's see what goes down. And we lost Shannon again, so that's not going to work. I'm just going to grab the rep monster. So when you play the game, you get Durand as a rep monster. And because I'm just trying to clear this for the challenge, I'm just going to grab Durand and knock this sucker out with that level 40 rep monster. Okay, cool. Because I'm working with Wind, Bernard, and Shannon, I'm thinking I might be able to clear B5 because of their water-based monsters. I'm thinking the last level B4, because they were fire-based, I wasn't getting them, or I was losing them really quick, but it looks like that might not be the case. So anyway, while I'm doing this, I'm still typing in the chat trying to find that dungeon for the Light Ingunami. I will tell you, you just kind of learn from playing this game, but you really want to get the Light Ingunami early on. Really, really powerful monster. And so I think that's all we're going to be able to do with the Giants for now. So I do want to find that Light Ingunami. I haven't found the dungeon yet. So what I'm going to do for now is just move on to the scenarios while I keep searching for that dungeon. Now, one other trick to find the dungeon is to go to channel 1050. It's the secret dungeon channel where basically anybody who's farming secret dungeons can go, and you can add them as a friend as they find them. The channel's a little spammy. It's a little hard to get people to add you, but we're not having any luck kind of dropping our request in channels 100 through 150. So let's go into channel 1050 and see if we can find it. I'm going to clear a couple scenarios, and I'll come back when we find Bella. So we cleared a couple scenarios. I also unlocked a couple more people in the arena. So I went through, we've unlocked a new area, we've cleared a couple scenarios. I didn't want to make you sit there while I was clearing them because this video is already going to be pretty long, and I don't think that you want to sit there while I auto monsters that you can kill. So I'm going back to the arena. We've got Greedy is back, so we're going to fight him to get some glory points. And then we unlocked a new person in the arena that we're going to fight to get some glory points. And then, I don't know if you remember from yesterday, but Aaliyah wanted us to build the Energy of Sanctum. Or Sanctum of Energy. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It's a little building that ups the amount of energy you can have each day. So we're also going to build that. So I'm just watching the chat, trying to find a Bella dungeon. I will warn you, I'm voiceovering this video after I did it, and it took me a couple hours to get Bella. Sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it's slower, but the basic strategy is just When someone in that chat finds them, you friend them and you pray. I wish there was a better strategy. Like I said, you can farm the light dungeon and hopefully find that secret dungeon. But I also do that a little bit later in this video. I farm the light dungeon and we don't find Bella. So, all right, we got our 20 glory points. Let's build that Sanctum of Energy. Throw it in there. And that's going to complete a challenge, make Aaliyah happy, get us some crystals. Pretty good progress that we're making today. So we've cleared some giants, we've cleared some essence dungeons. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. I just really wish we could find that Bella dungeon, but we struggled today to do that. Still nobody in the chat with the Bella dungeon. I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it and kind of watch it while I'm playing. So rather than dedicate like all my time to looking for the Bella dungeon, I'm going to do other stuff. So as I'm saying that for the recording, we literally find the Bella dungeon. Basically, unfortunately, that Bella dungeon is only available for 30 minutes. And so I am going to need to add another friend with the Bella dungeon who has it for a full hour because I can't clear a ton of levels. So I'm typing right now, but basically what's happening in the background is I'm fighting waves of Bellas, and I can only clear to the 4th or 5th wave, which only gets me 1 or 2 pieces per turn, and I need 40 pieces to summon Bella. So basically I need to do this stage like 25 to 30 times. Well, that's a lot. But I want to get Bella really early on in this game because I know it's going to give me a huge advantage. So I'm kind of willing to suffer a little bit and struggle a little bit, but I'm going to keep searching for friends to add. All right, we're just going to keep farming Bella. So you can see 5-stage clear, we get a couple pieces. So let's skip ahead a little bit. I did want to make a note here that I did try to switch up some of the runes on my Magic Knight to see if I could get past a 5th wave clear. So I did want to show that in this video. I kind of level up the Water Magic Knight a little bit with runes. And it's not vital, but as you continue this scenario, it is going to become important. And so even though this isn't like the most exciting part of the video, I felt it was important to include it. I took some of the fatal runes that I got from one of the previous scenarios. I equipped them to the Magic Knight. And normally when you switch a rune on a monster, it costs money to do that. But when you're a brand new player for the first several days, they let you switch out runes for free. So it's really important that we get these runes in here and we level them up. So I'm trying to take her slots 2, 4, and 6, which are like the percentage slots, and basically get them up to level 12. And then I'm going to go back to the other slots and level them up too. I'm going to take this HP and attack one and level it up because I do want her to be a little bit stronger. And I'm going to level up that other attack one. Basically anything that's got attack or HP that's going to help her survive longer and attack harder, I'm leveling up. And we're going to see if that helps us with Bella. Now the truth is we still only cleared a wave 4 or 5, and when we're done with that first dungeon we found, we only have 25 pieces. So what I do next is I just go back and I start farming the light dungeon. I don't show that here, the Hall of Light. I basically farm it on B3, and that gets me enough essence that I'm going to be able to awaken Bella. So I just know how much essence I need to awaken Bella, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I need essence of light and essence of magic. So while I continue to look for another Bella dungeon, I go back into the Hall of Magic and I just start farming. And I need 5 low essence and 10 mid essence. And mid essence on Hall of Magic B3 are a little harder to come by. You can see it starts with low essence, but we're basically just going to keep working until we get 10 mid essence. Now, while that's happening, I'm going to keep in channel 1050, and I'm going to continue to try to find people with the Bella dungeon. So we got our first mid-essence. The other thing I wanted to note is that in this video, I also start looking for high quality friends. So that sounds horrible. What I mean by that is we want to find friends that have really strong monsters that we can share in battle. So the way we used Durand in that earlier battle to kind of get through that last Giant B4, we get friends that we can use their rep monsters or a monster that they choose to rep their account to fight with us. So we want to start finding friends with strong rep monsters that we can use. So at one point in this video, I don't remember exactly where, I start looking channels 1 through 50. I just say, hey, looking for strong friends, please add me. And that's going to help me down the road with some of this other stuff, clearing the scenarios, farming. It's just going to be a really powerful thing. So I am going to start looking for friends as well here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this video for a second, and I'm just going to cut to where I basically find Bella again. So I farmed this for a while. When I find Bella, I get really excited. So pretty excited. Found another Bella dungeon. Took like an hour. But I found this Bella dungeon. I just wanted to show you, I leveled up my monsters a little bit. So I was getting stage 4 clears the majority of the time, but I'm kind of starting to get stage 5 clears. So I'm just going to crush this Bella dungeon for a little bit. And once I get 40 pieces, I'm going to summon Bella, and I'm pretty excited about that. So as you can see when we're fighting the Bella, I just wanted to point out, he's got the Mobilize skill, the Seize skill, and the Scratch skill. And his first skill lowers defense, which is really useful for boss monsters. His second skill removes all beneficial effects from the enemy. And that's really powerful too. And then his third skill heals, like really, really well. And once you start skilling up Bella, it becomes a really powerful heal. So we got our 40 pieces. We're going to go summon him. Just like that, we got Bella. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is like the best monster in the game, one of the best monsters in the game, in my opinion, especially for beginners. But on my main account, I still use him all the time. So, what do we want to do next? Let's see what Bella can do. Let's just run through the Giants B5 and see if Bella can take it. You know what? I know she can't. So let's go back to the Hall of Magic, get the essence that we need so we can awaken Bella, and that'll be our kind of last task of the day. And as I say that, it's not really our last task of the day, because I'm going to awaken this Angelmon, which is going to give us the Awaken challenge from the challenges. And so we're going to get some Rainbow Mon that we're going to grab, and we're going to use them on the Water Magic Knight, who I've got at max level 30. And we're going to evolve her to level 5. She's a really powerful monster, and we want to get her up there. So let's evolve her. It's going to take her to level 5. We're going to get some first 5-star evolution awards. Nothing crazy revolutionary, but still helpful. And that is another challenge. So we're going to get a 5-star Rainbow Mon, which we can feed to the Water Magic Knight with 4 other 5-star monsters. So when you want to go from 3-star to 4-star, you need 3 3-star monsters. When you want to go to 4-star to 5-star, you need 4 4-star monsters. And when you want to go 5-star to 6-star, you need 5 5-star monsters. So we got our first 5-star monster, which is going to help us get the Water Magic Knight to 6-star, which is like probably one of our main goals getting started. So let's summon some of these and see if we can't level up the Water Magic Knight so she's not sitting at level 1. Because remember, when we do level something up, they kind of lose some of their skill, and that's not good. So I'm going to feed her anything that's silver or 1-star just to get some traction here. Maybe I'm just going to feed all these 2-star monsters for now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've also got a couple skill up monsters, so let's take that Angelmon that we awakened and give it to our fire monster. We talked about that a little bit earlier. And let's add that skill up to Colleen, because we're going to want Colleen at full skills pretty soon. Let's check the magic shop. We got an unknown scroll. Anything good? Oh, another skill up for Konamiya. Let's skill him up. And yeah, we got our Ingunami. And just to show you, I threw some energy runes on him. He's a support monster. I wanted to get his HP up so he doesn't die when we go into battle. What do we want to do last? I guess our last order of business is probably Awakening Bella. I'm going to clear this scenario real quick, just to kind of test out my Bella, level up my Magic Knight. Once I clear this scenario, then the next thing that I'm going to do is get that Water Magic Essence and Awaken Bella. So we'll be back when we're clear and when we're ready to awaken. So we're back. Here we go. We're going to do it. The big moment. Almost max level 3. And she woke. She woke up. So we got an Awakened Bella. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how much better that's going to make this gameplay. So we did a whole bunch of stuff today. I'll do a recap in just a second here. But basically, we completed some challenges for the Giants. We completed summoning Bella. We completed some scenarios. We awakened Bella. We completed some Giant and Essence dungeons for the challenge. We got some new monsters, and we basically set ourselves up to do really, really well. So I'm just kind of taking some of this fodder that I picked up from Farming Dungeon, using the skill ups where relevant, leveling people up to kind of move them forward. Let's see, our Hellhound's max, but we've got a skill up for him. And yeah, let's take, who do we want to level up? I don't know. Yeah, let's not level up Bella yet. So that's all for today. Let's do a quick recap. So final recap on what we did today. We completed all dungeons to B3. We cleared additional scenarios to get some rewards and just to continue us moving forward in the scenarios, which are essential to unlocking all the game. We obtained an Awakened Bella, a little bit of a nightmare, but we did it. And we 5-starred the Water Magic Knight. So if you got lots of value out of this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Always appreciate the support from you guys, the community. We are going to be continuing this series for the next 30 to 60 days, at least 30. We may go longer, just depending on what kind of progress we make. But we'll definitely be going for the next 30 days. So make sure you subscribe for updates so you don't miss another video. And if you got questions, concerns, things you want me to cover, anything that doesn't make sense, drop it in the comments below and I will be sure to get back to you. So until next time, keep going, keep playing, and we'll be back with another video.